Hello, this is Falterfire, and so today's video is going to be a new Silan deck, and I've recorded quite a few Silan runs recently, but I wanted to build a deck based around an idea that somebody else had that I wanted to steal shamelessly, so we'll get into that. I wanted to go ahead and pick up these, so we get a reroll token. We don't start with a card, but that won't really affect the deck build. So the core idea is that we are going to be playing around the card Gather Power, which you lose 2 Mighty, and then if you do, you gain Powerful 1. When you upgrade it, you get Powerful 2 instead. And then we are going to be getting that Mighty thanks to an amazing card called Scattered Mod. So, Scattered Mod is gives us Mighty 2 and transforms a cannon into a Scattered Blast. This is a card that we already want in Silan, and I am disappointed I didn't think sooner about the fact that Gather Power goes really well with this. So, Gather Power is a card that I've tried to use in the past, but if you aren't, there aren't that many Mighty sources at common, and if you aren't playing it at common, it scales pretty poorly. And so you'd be in this awkward situation where you kind of are stuck playing Enrage, but Enrage you would need 2 copies really of Enrage, and not only does Enrage make it so you take more damage, but Enrage also doesn't do anything on its own, whereas Scattered Mod actually does something, which helps a lot. So outside of those, we are going to want probably Resolute Focuses. You're going to want regular Focuses, I think. And then I may just go with 1 Predict. I may go with 1, actually we'll go with 1 Charging Focus. It's not my favorite thing, but I think it'll be fine. Aside from that, for building powerful, we want to use multi-hits, usually. But I do still want the ability to not die. Not dying is a pretty good thing, usually. We'll take 1 Frag Blast at least. We may come back and take the second one. But for now, we'll take 1. I think we'll take a Heavy Stand. The question is, do we also need the Hobble? Because that would take up our last spot. Or can we get away with not running Hobble? The other card that I'm considering running here is Combat Ready, which isn't the best card usually, but it does help sort of, it helps the deck flow a bit better, I think. So we are basically relying on the fact that Scattered Mod is very, very powerful, is our game plan early on. And then we're going to bridge that into late game where we will hopefully do more things. Forbidden Rites seems fine because we can just Scattered Mod to blast things away. Twinning Ritual is a bit suspect until we pick up more spells to go with it, but it is so powerful once we have them that I do want it. Spry Vigor, or I'm probably going to take one of these 3, or I could just take Arcane Crystal. Arcane Crystal can be a bit risky if we don't have ways to cleanse, which we probably will have a few of. It's just a question of whether, Arcane Crystal is just such a good card when it works that it's hard not to take it. We obviously want automatic mod for doing powerful shenanigans. Echoing Bolt is kind of tempting. I haven't streamed an Echoing Bolt, or I haven't recorded an Echoing Bolt run, and it's just so funny. We obviously want Aether Storm, obviously want Strenuous Vigor, obviously want Sanctity. We're not actually going to take Arcane Silence because the AoE Arcane on it is going to be less valuable when we have Scattered Mods. But there's also an argument that if we were being less meme-tastic, we would cut the Echoing Bolt for the Arcane Silence. Rupture Strike is another card that is kind of tempting, but I don't think it's quite going to be what we're looking to do. Aside from that, Cultivate's solid. Hunt is actually reasonable. Normally we would run, actually we will probably still end up running Warcry, but we'll put in Hunt for now. It is another way to get critical. The Predator itself doesn't do that much for us, but I think it's still worthwhile. Run all of these just because they're good mana cards, and you'll want some good mana cards. Weary Concentration is probably fine. The question is, how many mana cards do we need total? We may cut the Mind Seed. So, because we didn't run the Predict, so if we don't have the Predict, I don't think we actually want the Mind Seed. I think we would rather have the Weary Concentration. So, increasing Visions seems worthwhile potentially. We don't have strikes to go with Battle Ready, but it is another way to get mighty. Power Surge seems fine. First playing stack powerful. Defensive mod is very good, although we don't get quite as much value out of it as we perhaps would like. Regrowth is, I think, worthwhile. Surprise attack is good. Cleansing Shield and Sanctuary, just because I don't know that we're going to be aggressive enough to get away with not using them. Find Sanctuary real quick. So, I don't know if we need Blazing Ritual. I don't know if we need that many mana cards. Blazing Ritual is better than Precarious Drought, though. So let me think. I think we do potentially would want an additional Gather Power. I think there's a chance that we would end up taking that. We obviously want Adaptative Spell, which will do, which hits multiple times and is a spell and will play off of our Cannon Blasts if we need them to. Speaking of, we do want Lock and Load. I don't think we want more reloads though, but that could be wrong. And I think we just want some card draw. And for that, I think we want Trial by Fire and Overthink as our other card draw. Okay, so is this deck good? Answer, we have powerful stacking and we don't have plated stacking, which could be a mistake. Although we can potentially find ways to get plated during the run. But we have the potential to do empowered stacking, and we have good mana, and I feel like this deck. I figure worst case scenario, we will manage to pull off some nonsense, even if it won't be the best deck ever. So that's where we're going. I think we will take, so this is a very tough choice in a lot of ways, because Enchanted Hammer would give us Scattered Mod Plus from the beginning, which is incredibly valuable. But I think the Mana Crystal has more long-term value. So in terms of card drops here, I think we want to go here, because this will give us a Mighty card. And then aside from that, let's see. That is, so we may as well do this because it's a slightly easier set of fights. We still get one event because it's this fight versus that fight. So we just fight one fewer Lore Blossom. No other differences. So yeah, this is the downside potentially, is that we can get hands like this where we have this gather power that we can't actually do anything with. I say we can't do anything with it. We can use it to hit 0. Kill, because we're still on the version that has that bug where the level 7 passive will hit the thing that the Arcane Detonation is triggered on. Yeah, unfortunately, we did not have the detonation there, but it's fine because we just literally point this cannon blast away. There we go. Oh, Keen Contemplation is the other card I should have considered adding. We do want a Sanctuary. Are we fighting? We aren't fighting Munchroom, so I don't think we need the Sanctuary immediately. And I like having the Lock and Load. There was no chance we were taking Thorn Whip there. That was the 25% chance to roll the card that we would absolutely not take. Yeah, this is better than getting Focus Mana. Oh, we can still hit Focus anyway if we want to. But we save more mana. We get the same amount of mana by not. Do we? No. We want to hit, we do want to hit Focus. Alright. So unfortunately, the Feather is actually in some ways counterproductive early on, because it means that we aren't able to block, and because we're not blocking, we're not getting value for things. Okay. We do this, and this will let us kill. We aren't getting the level 10 passive triggering because we aren't actually blocking damage. I like having the Cleansing Shield. That makes picking up Arcane Crystal more possible. A free upgrade love to get a Scattered Mod Plus right off the bat. We do want this Gather Power Plus as well very quickly, but I think having a Scattered Mod Plus is priority 1 still. Alright. Bonk, bonk. Bonk, bonk. Okay. Reload first. Alright. And we can become mighty. We can go ahead and heavy stand. This will... I can kill all of them, yeah. Goodbye. And that was with the unupgraded Scattered Mod. Ooh, I think we will take... This is a really tough choice. I think we're going to go with... I think it's got to be the Warcry, actually. Because the Warcry gives... I think we do want to be able to just keep stacking more mighty. I think that's the most important thing. So the thing that makes me laugh is we keep failing to use these Resolute Focuses several times, when literally this is the... we only have mana and 1 spell, and all the rest of the cards in the deck are skills. So the fact that we keep drawing 2 Resolute Focuses and then not 2 skills is... let's go with improbable. It is a lack of luck. Oh, I didn't need that much hand space, I just thought I did. Oh, and I should have used. It's fine. Let's see, combat ready, and Scattered Mod, and Gather Power. And we can Scattered Mod, and Warcry. And so now we get a pretty good amount of damage. We do want that Gather Power upgraded next, I think, because we do have enough mighty that I think we can sustain it. And again, here, where it's like, this combination of cards is what needed to happen for us not to be able to play that Resolute Focus. Oh, I should have gotten this out first. So the question is, do I Warcry again? I think I do, because that'll deal with the one of the purities. The other purity, and now we evade this hit. And we have one more turn to get this detonation off. And we didn't need it. Okay. Mana Font is very good. Automatic Mod is also very good. Automatic Mod is a little bit limited by how many... whatever. So the big thing with Automatic Mod is that it really wants the upgrade, and I don't know we want to spin the upgrade yet. I think we're going to take Forbidden Rites because I want to try it here. And I think the upgrade, like I said, is Gather Power. So I think gathering, getting 2 powerful instead of just 1 is a big game. Passively walk through. We'll try when we have nothing to trade, and we succeeded. And we'll take Doubling Spyglass because that has a lot of useful utility for us, and it's just always good. Okay. So the question, as always, is how do we hit 0 and do we want to? I think the answer is yes, we want to. And we will do this. We can combat ready. We can Warcry. And let's see, this will do a lot of work. And that seems like a good place to end the turn. Unfortunately, we did get a whole lot of cannons, but no Scattered Mods last turn. We definitely kind of just want more card draw so that we can better arrange our turns, although the fact that we have various other things working for us helps. Okay, we are absolutely going to gather all of the power for value. Okay, I think we're probably going to reroll here and take Toughen, because I think we want the access to the extra tough. And our upgrade here, I think, is the other scattered mod. It's a tough choice, because we want the other scattered mod, we want the lock and load. I think, actually, no, it is the lock and load, because I think having the extra card draw and even more cannon blasts, it would be helpful for letting stick an automatic mod. Okay. Let's think. How do we hit 0? How do we hit 0 in the best way possible? I think this is the answer. Although this is a little bit unfortunate, but we're going to kill the mana wish, which is nice, and the other, and we get to just evade both these hits, so we don't take any damage. And now we should be in good shape. I should have done that first to get the cannon blasts. So we don't have... Okay, there we go. We have a scattered mod. And we do have enough damage on it, I believe, that it should kill... Yeah. We didn't even need to do all that. We could have just played the scattered mod, but it's the principle of the thing. I like Mana Ritual. Mana Ritual is another like top tier upgrade. So we've gotten a couple of bonus upgrades, which is nice. It helps counteract the fact that we've also drawn a whole lot of cards that really want upgrades. So we got to get space so we could lock and load. We want to scattered mod. Oh, but this is a little bit awkward because of how this is going to shake out in terms of using our mana. Let's start by playing this. And then we will Mana Ritual. And then we will War Cry. Scroll of Recall. Actually, we want to do that first. So this will curse us because we do not have... Oh no, we just lose the mana. This isn't the one that curses us if we can't. Unfortunately, we didn't find our gather power. So we can't quite kill everything, but we get to kill almost everything. So... now we could play the Forbidden Rites, but we don't really want to. And we're just going to turn. I think I missed a Cryptic Ritual there, but I don't think it's going to matter. In fact, I know it's not going to matter because we're just going to do that. So clean so far. Strenuous Vigor is great. Love to see it. That seems okay. And Strenuous Vigor has to get the upgrade. That's non-negotiable. And I still don't have any cuts I really want to make. That Frag Blast isn't doing much for us yet, but it will once we're able to get more powerful stacking going more consistently. This is a tough choice because we've got that, but I think Elemental Strike balanced against the possibility of Pulverize combined with getting 2 relevant elites. We just go with the 2 relevant elites. Alright, we will play that. We will... We're still trying to make room because we have to have 6 cards in hand in order to have space for lock and load. Let's see. Pop, pop, pop. Mana Ritual. Scattered Mod. Cryptic Ritual. Scattered Mod. Mana Ritual. This is actually a little bit awkward because we don't have... I should have copied the Scattered Mod and I could have won this turn. But I didn't, so I can't. Just for funsies, we'll do this. Which gets us a little bit of bonus mana. And then we can just win with just playing that. Pop. Spending lots of time thinking when we have lethal in hand. I think we can actually afford the regrowth, which is nice. Regrowth is a card that I have not been able to afford most times I've picked it up recently, but I think here we can. Let me think. How are we doing this? I think we're starting with combat ready to see what we find. Alright. How do we get... Okay, we can get to 0 like this. Then I'm absolutely going to doubling Spyglass this Gather Power. We can even regrowth the gather Power, but I don't know that we want to go that crazy. Do we? Of course we do. Oh, whoops. I'm not awake. I should have... I just missequenced. Sequencing is difficult. Yeah, I like to... when I'm watching other streamers and people who do Breach Wanderers videos, I always comment on when they do stuff like that. And then I'm just glad that, for the most part, none of them watch my stuff, because, whoo boy. I am throwing stones from a house made out of pure glass. Alright, so the question is, would we take Bloody Rage? And I think the answer is no. I think that we don't quite want to deal with that bleed. Also, who's our... Okay, we're dealing with Emerald. I don't think that's really relevant here, because I am going to take this regardless, but... Yeah, I think we would take a Mystic Ritual. Mystic Ritual does get awkward with Arcane Crystal, if we don't find... Especially since we haven't found a defensive mod yet. Or at least I think we saw one and then I didn't take it. Let's see. This one only needs 3 hand space. We could bring back the combat ready. It's not actually the worst play. I mean, it's not a great play, but... Let's start by doing this, because we want to get extra value out of this scattered mod. Pop, and pop. And then we did it in that order so we could get max value out of that. Yeah, unfortunately we weren't able to stop that first set from coming out, but it shouldn't matter, because we should be able to... Okay, I think we're going to copy the Strenuous Vigor here instead of the Gather Power. And I think I'm going to Heavy Stand first. Okay, yep. All of my decisions were correct because they paid off. Right, so we now do have 2 exhaustions in our discard pile, but... Counterpoint. We're doing completely fair things. Yeah, we are going to get shocked here, but we have so much evasion. Let's play that out. I don't actually want to play that Forbidden Rites, but I don't really have a reason to, so... Yeah, the Abyssal Scepter is doing work, technically, although we don't really need it. The only thing that could make this better is if we could find a Mask of Rage. There we go. Abyssal Scepter doing work. Ooh, I said that we were going to take the Shocking Focus regardless, but the Adaptative Spell is also tempting. No, I think we take the Shocking Focus because it, with the powerful stacking, the Shocking Focus gets better. And I think we do upgrade the Frag Blast now, because I think we are in good shape to begin doing powerful stack, to really lean into powerful stacking. We might have problems with the Emerald Dragon fight. We may take some damage there, so be prepared for that to happen. Oop, I thought I had more space in hand than I did. I am not very clever. Alright, we do get a powerful. I think we can afford to do that. And then we just pop you. Mana ritual. Heavy stand. Cryptic ritual. I think you do want to go ahead and just pop you off so that you don't eat our evasion. Not that we care that much. Let's go ahead and play that. Alright. So we only have 2 powerful right now, but we also have Strenuous Vigor. So we're going to Strenuous Vigor, and then we're going to Strenuous Vigor, and now we have 6 powerful, which is quite a lot. Okay. I think we might just take the Weary Concentration here. Yeah, I think I'll just take the Weary Concentration here. We do have enough card draw that it can be a little bit awkward, but I'm sure it'll be fine. We didn't get either of the cards that we didn't get the Mystic Ritual from either of the Arcane Elemental fights, unfortunately, but it is what it is, as I have been known to say. How do we get to 0 while still getting to do everything we want? And the answer is we kind of don't. We have to give up some value. The other thing is this doesn't let us get the Mana Ritual out. The Mana Ritual has been a little bit more awkward than I would have liked. I can admit that much. So we are going to Doubling Spyglass the Gather power, because we can use the War Cry to get more Mighty up, because we do want to still have Mighty when we actually start attacking. I should done. There we go. That's how we're going to get that out. Everything's fine. Everything is exactly going according to plan. Cryptic Ritual. And yeah, we are still getting good value out of the Mana Ritual. Because even though I didn't get as much value as I wanted, we still got, what, 4 or 5 mana there? Which, can't be too sad about that. I mean, I could if I was incredibly petty. And I have been known to be incredibly petty, but... Alright, sorry. The Strenuous Vigor is on top. We will regrowth it. We unfortunately only get 2 mana from that. I think... That's only 1 more mana to get the extra stack of Mighty. Oh, sorry, to get the extra 3 stacks of Mighty, so we may as well, just to be absolutely certain we aren't in any danger. Yeah, cleansing ourselves doesn't do anything, but... Okay, this is doing... Oh, we have to hit that one. It's fine. We are still on the lots of evades plan, which is fun. And then, yeah, the real... Should just regrowth whatever. It's fine. We have lethal. What am I doing? Yeah, Arcane Crystal is very tempting, but I think we just take Pulverize, because Pulverize is also ridiculous. I don't think we really need any of this. Yeah, I'm just going to discard that. Upgrade the Pulverize. I don't have any cuts that I really want to make. There's no argument to be made for cutting the combat ready at this point. No, because it's our only add-up source, so I don't think we do. I think we're just going to roll as is. There's also an argument to be made for cutting the unupgraded Scattered mod, but I don't think we want to do that either. This is basically never going to happen, but it might, I guess, technically. I think we have been over max mana a couple times. With the Forbidden Rites, it's actually more possible, I guess. Ice Shards would be great here. We would happily take that. And then I guess I'm just going to play that. Okay, so we can't get powerful here off of our off of this, unfortunately. But the question then becomes, do we still play it? I think the answer is yes, because it gives us other value. So the trick here is that I can Cryptic Ritual and then Scattered Blast and then Scroll of Recall. It doesn't quite work out perfectly, but I'm over here trying to figure out my plan for next turn, and they're just over here getting murdered. So yeah, that is the nice thing about playing nonsense with Scattered Mod, is that sometimes you just kind of win. You're over here scheming out your next turn, and then it doesn't matter. Nothing really matters, anyone can see. So yeah, we just do that. Boom. Nailed him. Ice Shards is great. Mostly because it's a multi-hit, honestly. We can pick up Dragon Form from this, which would be cool. This is actually not going to do that much for us this turn, but it will on future turns. This actually works out nicely. Oh, that's also very nice, because this is something we can safely hit. And then, yeah, top card of the deck is the lock and load, or top card of this card is the lock and load, which I don't think I want. I think I'm actually going to take back the, well, I could take back the lock and load. I really want to find powerful. The other thing is, if I can pop the barrier on this, then we are good. I don't have to worry about getting shocked, although it looks like that's not going to happen, because I'm not going to be able to get, I would need to get the Arcane off in one go, which right now is not really feasible. So we're going to do this, which is going to make room in hand for the lock and load. Okay, the Scattered Mod may be exactly what we needed, and I don't think I copy it. I do think I copy the Strenuous Vigor, and I'm just relying on the fact that, okay, that is actually going to get me the detonation I want. But copying the Strenuous Vigor gives me a whole lot of evades, which will help potentially. So that's going to pop the shock barrier off, which means playing this is unsafe. And now we're in very good shape. Although we still, it's just at the bottom of the deck, we need this gather power. We need other powerful sources, largely so that we aren't as dependent on finding that gather power. Because when we get situations like this just doesn't do much until we get that gather power up. Which, you know, is awkward. Yeah, I'm just going to accept the fact that I'm going to be shocked for this. Which should be fine, because we have all that evade. And the fact that this gets drawn in the opening hand means that because it was at the very bottom, it doesn't even get reshuffled, which is awkward. All right, ready? Play that first so that we can focus. All right. So we can now pop them off and get some extra out. So we are now still keeping up with our evade, which is nice. We've got a decent amount of curse out. Top card of the deck is still a Strenuous Vigor, which we are very happy to see again. This doesn't do as much in terms of damage, but alright, so there's tough setup, which is unfortunate, but we have plenty of evasion. have lots of shock on us. We have popped off one of those plated. Can we pop off the other plated? Yeah, I think it's worth doing this first. Get that plated going, because that's worth 6 extra damage. We want it anyway. And that evasion stacking was very helpful. We absolutely are going to reroll and take the dragon form here. And we'll upgrade the dragon form. Because having more powerful stacking helps with just our overall goal. And then I think we are just going to roll. Okay, we are fighting... Okay, fighting Maw is kind of annoying. It does mean that we need to find Purity, which is going to come... Or we need to find Cleanse or Purity, so we're going to take whatever we get from here. We don't really care about Persecute, I think, so we're going to go here and see if we can get a Hunter's Focus. Just more ways to get powerful. Makes it easier to get Strenuous Vigor working. We can actually go ahead and play this. Okay, it's a little bit awkward. So we do not have any powerful yet. Go ahead and start with that. Stream Mana Ritual. And then Cryptic Ritual. Scattered Mod. Do we need to go ahead and do this immediately? No. This does make getting to 0 slightly more. No, it doesn't. We still get to 0 pretty easily. Let's see what we get here. Top card like the Strenuous Vigor, but we still don't have amazing uses for it quite yet. So we'll just start with this. Yeah, I think I went hit 0 here. Just do that for value. I'm sure it's value. We do get bonus damage on these arcane detonations since they were frozen. And just pulverize. Okay, Hunter's Focus. I think that's still what we want. All three of these are actually very tempting. We may have to take the Sanctuary going into Maw, but I want to just take the Hunter's Focus and just assume it'll be fine. Oh, these are both also incredibly good. I think the Tormenting Gloves are slightly better, because I think that being able to take up a lot of extra mana is nice. But wow, that is a difficult choice. Okay, so this guy's going to be a jerk. There's not a ton we can do to stop him from being a jerk, regrettably. Because, yeah, we are probably going to end up just having to deal with him being a jerk. Mana Ritual out. Trying to think how we get to Cryptic Ritual effectively. And I think the answer is a little bit silly. We're going to do this. We're going to get to Cryptic Ritual eventually, but it's not going to be pretty. We can draw 2 more cards this turn? Yeah, we can draw 2 more cards this turn. So, let's pop you again. Oh, right. Tormenting Gloves. That's what's throwing off my math. We'll just do this then. And we can draw 2 more cards safely. Oh, we can't draw 2 more cards safely. I am not very smart. But at that point, we may as well do that. And get Dragon Form out. Drawing 1 more card will shock us. Or, sorry, will result in us getting hit again. Which will create another Cannon Blast. So, you know, that's value. Start by doing this. Do a pop and pop. turns on Mana Ritual, which lets us Cleansing Shield, which lets us Cryptic Ritual. And then I think we just want to pop this one to death. Alright, we unfortunately can get critical there. Okay, we didn't. Which was relevant because that life still being annoying. Not that, like, it really stops us. It's just annoying. There we go. Defensive mod is actually very useful. That gives us access to Purity, which with the Strenuous Vigor is particularly nice. Okay. Let's see what Combat Ready finds us. This is a little bit awkward. And the reason it's awkward is because we don't really want to play this. Actually, we may as well do that. And finally get some use out of our Whelming Gloves. Bonus damage. And we can do... We don't want to spend it on this one because we don't want to burn the... Actually, we should have, because that would have dealt... that would have cursed, which I forgot about. Okay, so we can get back Ice Shards, but I don't think that's the most valuable thing we could do. Okay, yeah, we can just get back Dragon Form. So I think we are going to get back Dragon Form. You will not believe how similar our form is to that of a dragon. I mean, at that point I could have brought back the Strenuous Vigor, but the dragon form is more mana. I don't want to play this until I can get Mighty, ideally. Oh. Now I think I Strenuous Vigor. Alright. Scattered Mod. Scroll of Recall. Let's go ahead and spend some Mighty on that. That seems like a good card to play, because that's going to do some explosions. Alright. We can Pulverize, but it costs us all our mana. I think we would much rather Scattered Mod, which will still do some ridiculous nonsense. And Scattered Mod, and we got so much mana there from our from the Tormenting Gloves. And we can actually do this to kill this front one. And at this point, we can just Pulverize. Oh, whoops! I thought that the front one was dead. I miscalculated. I just thought we had lethal because I cannot do math and I cannot count. And I can't look at the screen either. I am opposed to doing anything that would be useful or good. I do not like useful or good things. I think we take Scattered Mod Plus becomes less valuable when we have other junk. I think we probably upgrade the Lock and Load or the Mana Ritual here. Let's go with Lock and Load. The Lock and Load Plus we have has been doing good work, and having another one seems fine. So, for those of you keeping score at home, I believe the only damage we have taken so far was that I deliberately ate damage from one of those things, you know? I deliberately took damage from... Sorry, my brain is not working. A shrivel. Duh, a shrivel. We shriveled. We can do with yes, which will turn on Dragon Form. And by turn on, I mean it will make Dragon Form give us more mana. We can be... Oh, we should play that. These are net positive on mana, which is very funny to me. Oh man, we can get even more. We want to get this out. But we have to have space in our hand for it. can be surprisingly tricky. There we go. Okay, now we can play that. And go and get more powerful. So this... Oh man, yeah, normally those Area 3 Wisps or Area 3 Vengeful Shades are difficult to deal with and you don't really want to have to worry about them. But when you're cheating this hard, it just doesn't matter. Nothing matters. You just win. Kadonk, kadonk, kadonk. Hungering Focus is pretty good. We don't have any... Oh, we do have strikes. That would have drawn us Always Pulverize. I don't think we need that. I think that the Abyss Scepter is better. This is absolutely better than the Whelming Gloves, though. We actually did hit Whelming Gloves a couple times, but it's definitely not reliable. All right. Combat ready. Once again, in this position where I want to play these and just have to find space in hand for them. And yeah, let's start with that. And this. And that makes enough space for the next one. But we don't really want a Strenuous Vigor. We don't really want to copy the Strenuous Vigor right now. Oh, no, we do have Powerful. In that case, because we played the Hunter's Focus, of course. So that's going to do good work. And there we go. I think that was turn 1. Who's even counting anymore? Increasing Visions can only draw us the... We didn't end up getting the Echoing Bolt or the other thing, so... Mentioning it here mid-video because I just remembered that I meant to mention it at the beginning of the video. I am probably not going to be doing a whole lot. I've been releasing videos daily. This is another one that is going to be in that chain, but expect that pretty soon videos will not be coming out daily anymore. Because I have other stuff going on. I might actually copy that. Don't really need Fury. It's fine. Seems unlikely that this fight will go long enough for the Cursed Matter, even when we become cursed. So, I was gonna say if we become cursed, but I believe becoming cursed is now kind of inevitable. We could also copy that, but I think that it is a little too pessimistic to play with the assumption that we won't find, or a little too optimistic rather, to play around the assumption that we won't get to our dragon form. I think we'll play at least that much. We can't copy that. I'm deciding if I wanted to use this Spyglass to trip the Cryptic Ritual, but I don't like that because we aren't going to have... I can also just give up on the Cryptic Ritual. I think that's what's going to just happen. And then... There we go. Yeah, because here is the Strenuous Vigor, which is absolutely what is getting copied here. Because you have plenty of powerful. We can kill this one outright. We won't get cursed. Which we did. Because this is not going to be cursed. It's going to be weak and vulnerable. Okay, so that's a little unfortunate, but it's not that unfortunate. I mean, yeah. What do I cut? Is the answer the cleansing shield? Is the answer cleansing shield? Or the answer could be heavy stand. Yeah, we'll bank on heavy stand not being important here. I think I'm fine making that bet, given how this has been going. This fight seems more annoying, but it has a chance to give us Hunter's Focus, and I don't think it'll be too annoying. Things have been going well for us, I would say. Doop-de-doop. Shock one of them. We do need to get space in our hand. I really shouldn't have done that because that burnt the shock there, but... Oh, because it burned the shock there, so we didn't get the mana back from... Oops. We're going to regrowth. And I'm going to assume that I will find a way to play this dragon form. Which might prove to be a faulty assumption. We will see. I should have played that, because then I could have gotten a bunch of detonations off. Alright. How do I hit 0 then? Those are kind of my options. I can hit... I'm going to do this and that. Right, that gets me to the dragon form. So now, as long as we are getting mana off of those, we can just keep abusing them. I do think I want to get this out, even though it's not going to actually curse. And then, this is a tough choice. I think we just play this. Yeah, because this is going to get us a little bit of mana. More importantly, oh yeah, I did get us enough mana to get here. Bye. Okay. Yeah, that fight took more thinking than I would have liked. Having more mana helps. We should be cutting more cards than we have been. That's annoying, but what are you going to do? So, can we get to 0? I don't think so. Not easily. Not with Tormenting Gloves, at least. So if we can't hit 0, we're just gonna go off. And okay. We get hit for a little bit. We get more curse. Curse may actually end up being a problem here. We will see. Absolutely gonna rewrite that pulverize. We don't have any ways to get sturdy anymore, unfortunately. So that ends up being net positive on mana, even before you factor that in. Okay. I think we are actually going to defensive mod and scroll for recall. This will heal us back for the damage we take. Alright, there's our cleanse. So ideally, we want to kill this one without using pulverize, so we can pulverize the back one. And I think this gets us there, or at least gets us staying close. All right, yeah, that got us there. And there we go. We're now at enough mana. And we didn't quite get the kill, but it's fine. I think we'll take the cleansing shield. We are going into Maw, so having 2 cleansing shields is fine. I think the what fights? Maw may be our last fight, maybe our only fight left. So I think we're going to cut scattered mod. Upgrade skill is great. We will upgrade. That gives us 3 purity. I think that's probably the upgrade. It's that, or I think it's just that. Because extra purity is nice. That actually seems potentially useful for managing, if we end up having to end turns to help us manage curse damage potentially. I don't think it will matter, but I don't think anything will matter. So increase our max mana. Increase our max mana. We probably have things we can cut. Combat ready is still our only source of adept, so I still don't want to cut it for that reason. Hunt. The predator's not actually that, it is not actually that useful on hunt, so I think I'm fine cutting that. Aside from that script, I'm just gonna, I think, gain max health. Yeah, we've got a full set of items, so. Here we go, here we go, here we go, and fight. Let's go and think. Okay, so we unfortunately don't get all the value we would like. I don't think I'm going to bother copying that one. But we do get some purity. Which is not so very, we do get some plated, and we do get some powerful. So we do at least now get to start stacking. So coming in with temporary plated was actually very useful because it meant that we can just start the plated stacking faster. We can get back the gather power, which is nice. Oh, I should have done that first. We're probably not going to get to use Scroll of Recall. I should have seen about replacing it. Slow opening turns. We didn't end up with that much card draw in this run, which is absolutely a point against us. Making space in hand can be tricky. Because I want to copy this, but I can't do that. I'll save space in hand. That actually does work out nicely though, because that gives us extra mana here. And fine playing that. Alright. I don't know why I bothered putting shock on that one. So we're going to do this because we want to be able to just pulverize this one. Because we are now at a because these will draw the only strike in our deck, which is pulverize. And yes, we have fatigue, but oh, I should have. Whoops. It's fine. And pulverize. Not quite lethal, but you know, not doing too bad. And this is also not lethal, but that is. Alright, final run time ended less than an hour into the video. So I would say this was a very successful run. I don't know how much the gather power helped. It mostly was just a seed starting powerful. But turns out Strenuous Vigor is still busted. See you guys next time. Toodles.